Hey guys, Mr. Decker here. This is Unit 2, Lesson 9 on using images. And with this lesson, we are right back to programming again using HTML and CSS code to make websites. All right, so let's go through our standards for this lesson. We've got under algorithms and programming, and you can toggle these nice and cool like that. All right. Incorporate existing code, media, and libraries into original programs and give attribution. Evaluate licenses that limit or restrict use of computational artifacts when using resources such as libraries. Use public domain or Creative Commons media and refrain from copying or using material created by others without permission. And describe trade-offs between allowing information to be public and keeping information private and secure. Our essential question for this lesson is, how can we add images on our websites while making sure we respect everyone's rights? Well, we add the images to our websites using HTML and CSS programming languages, but to make sure that we respect everyone's rights, we need to abide by the Creative Commons standards, licensing agreements, and copyright law. You'll answer that essential question down here following these instructions. How can we add images on our websites while making sure we respect everyone's rights? Remember to answer that. You'll click a blue Submit Assignment button up here on the top right to do that. Following the rest of those instructions, you need 2 to 3 sentences. Remember that watching this video is mandatory. This entire lesson is on code.org, so make sure you're signed in there with your Google account. Your grade for this lesson will be based on your programming. Watch the video as you work your way through the lesson. Best practice while you're watching is to have me do a step while playing the video, or watch me do a step while playing the video, then pause it, and then you complete that step and repeat until you're finished. When you're finished with the lesson on code.org, don't forget to answer the essential question. You've been reminded now 3 times. All right, let's hop over to code.org. This is the dashboard. Make sure you're logged in, right? You'll go to the login page, log in with the red sign in with Google button, and then head over to the web development unit. That'll take you to the page where you can see all the lessons. You want to scroll down to lesson 9, using images. Let's go to bubble 1. So the new code we're learning today is the image code, right? Pretty intuitive, right? We're learning how to embed images into our websites, making sure that we can jazz them up a little bit. You know, we learned already how to add color and style to it using CSS. We know how to add structure to our website using HTML. Now we're going to learn how to make it even more jazzed up by adding images. So let's move on here. Let's continue. We're on bubble 2 here. And this icon means that this level is part of a larger project. Changes are going to be saved across these levels. So make sure you are paying attention to those symbols, because that means that what we do on this page is going to be saved and used further along in the lesson. For this lesson, let's get started. Bubble 2, images. A dog versus cat web page has been started for you. The dog image has already been added to the below web page. Do this. Look at the code that made the dog image appear. So if I turn my inspector tool on, hover over the dog, I can see on lines 11 or lines 10 and 11 in my code, I can see the code that's putting this image on the screen. I can also see that over here in the left in my file space, I've got JPEG files for a cat image and a dog image. So it wants me to use an image tag to add cat.jpeg or cat.jpeg image to the background, or sorry, to the page below the cat heading. So if I go over here, here's the cat heading, and here's where that's showing up on line 15 in the code. So let's turn the inspector tool off. I'm going to put my cursor at the end of line 15. I'm going to hit enter down twice, and I'm going to start creating my image tag for the image of the cat that I want to put in here. And you can see in the file space, if you click, you can see what the picture looks like that we're going to be adding. And here's the picture of the dog. Here's back to the index.html page, and here's the CSS page controlling what the text looks like. All right, back to the HTML page. Back to line 17, where we're going to type our image tag. So we can kind of copy what we see up here on line 10, 11, that's getting the dog successfully on the screen. So let's work with that. So img for image, space, src, which means source to the computer. So now we're saying, hey, computer, I'm adding an image to my website, and the source for that image equals, and it'll let you select it. So we're adding the cat, puts it nicely in quotation marks for you. And then you do an alt attribution. So what this does is, like, if someone, for whatever reason, is unable to see the cat image loaded on the screen, then you tell them what it is. So it's a cat face, right? Put that in quotation marks and then close that image tag. And then automatically we should see our cat image, and we can refresh and save if it's not showing up right, and then it should be there. If your code is incorrect, however, it's not going to show up there correctly. So make sure your code matches this right here. And you're not going to be able to get an image to show up on a website without it being in your file space, and we'll tackle that a little later. So let's finish, move on to bubble 3. On bubble 3, when using someone else's image, you should give credit to the original creator. This is also called attribution. The easiest way to do this is to add text below the image that identifies the creator and website it came from. You may also add information about the publishing license. Do this. Add information about where the image came from and its license. And it's already looked this up for us, so we can just add that information below down here. So we can see that we've got an attribution right here for our dog jumping. Shows up like that because on the CSS page, it tells the paragraphs to be gray and italic, right? So let's go back to our HTML page, and let's put our cursor at the end of line 17. Let's enter down twice, excuse me, and we're going to put in a paragraph tag. So let's put in that start paragraph. And it says that no attribution was required, but we're going to add one anyway. And we're going to say that this is by Alexis Photos hyphen, and it was found on pixabay.com. And it is free for commercial use, no attribution required, license. So if it's free for commercial use, we've got the by, right here. And we can say CC for Creative Commons by alexisphotosPixabay.com. It's free for commercial use, so it's going to be the share alike, I believe. Let me pause for just a second. Let me check on my codes. And we're back as quick as that. So let's see. It's going to be share alike, as I thought, the SA. And let's see. I think that's all we need to add. So Creative Commons by Alexis Photos on Pixabay.com, SA for share alike. And then at the end of that, close paragraph or end paragraph. And then there's our attribution to where we found our picture and who it's by. Let's finish. On to the next one. And even if you're using a picture that you took, that's your original artistic property, intellectual license, and all of that good stuff, you still want to add these attributions for Creative Commons licensing because you don't want anyone using your work for free, right? So make sure you're using the licensing agreements as well to let other people know that how you will allow other people to use your work. The details matter. Let's get started on Bubble 4. The source attribute needs to point to the exact file name of the image you want to use. That means you need to pay attention to spelling, capitalization, and the file extension. Each of the 3 images on this page is broken because of an improper source attribute. Okay. Do this. Using the file menu for reference, fix each of the image tags. Okay. So let's turn our inspector on. Red sky, line 9 here. So it's just red.jpg, but it needs to be red underscore sky. Not showing up properly. And that underscore, you type in underscore by holding down your shift key and hitting the button or the key on your keyboard with the lines on it beside the 0. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 up on the top line of your keyboard. And then next to the 0 are 2 lines. And if you hold down the shift key and hit that key, it will make the underscore for you. So now that's showing up properly. And here's grass.jpg. And the JPG is capitalized, so we need to do that. JPG. Now the grass is showing up. And then for Blue Islands here, line 15 in the code, blue doesn't have the E on it. So we'll put that E in there. Now that's showing up correctly. There we go. That gets all of that knocked out. Let's finish and head to the next bubble, Bubble 5. And on Bubble 5, we're choosing a good name. It's important for images to have good names, ones that are easy to understand, and use characters that are good for links. This project's image names have some problems. Do this. For each image, oh, wow, okay. For each image, fix the name according to the following rules. Avoid special characters such as ampersand, question mark, percent, slash, or parentheses, etc. Make sure the name has a specific meaning that helps you know what the image is. Like if it's a dog, call it a dog. If it's a cat, call it a cat. If it's a frog, it's a frog, right? Or a specific kind of frog. Use dashes or underscores instead of spaces. Keep the names as short as possible and still have a clear meaning. Choose your favorite image and add it to the web page. Don't forget the attribution. So we've got a caney bush frog. So let's find the caney bush frog. Didn't it say to avoid using spaces? Or what does it want us to do? Let's see. Fix the name according to the following rules. So we're just fixing names? Let's go to the HTML page. My favorite amphibians. None of them are showing up over there. Okay, so we'll fix the names and get them to show up. For each image, fix the name according to the following rules. Because right now, we're linked to the style sheet, and we just have an H1 header tag making that show up over there. So let's make some room to write some code. So the first thing we want on here is our caney bush frog. All right, and give me just a minute and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back in action. Okay, so let's get started adding these pictures. So first one is the caney bush frog. So let's start our image tag, and src equals, and it's just the caney bush frog. Ooh, and see why we need to fix the names? It has that space in it. So let's back the train up and let's fix this name over here. And to do that, we're going to right click, rename. And then we're just going to take that space out. Or let's do an underscore, caney underscore bush frog. Now let's go back to our HTML page. src equals caney bush frog. See, that looks so much cleaner. And then we'll do that alt tag, alt equals, and it's a caney bush frog. Close the parenthesis, or close the quotation mark, and then close the image tag. And let's refresh and save. There he is. So now underneath that, I want to give the attribution. And so I'm going to put a paragraph in here. And we're going to say Ryzen Thumbore, just like it says up here. Wikimedia Commons CC by SA. And let's end paragraph. And there's our attribution. All right, enter down twice. We're on a blank line 13 now. And next it wants us to add the pedophrine amauensis. Yeah, what that said. So is that this guy? Yeah, so I'm going to rename this one. Right click, rename, frog on coin. Enter. All right, let's go back to our index.html page. And let's put this image tag in. img space src equals frog on coin space alt equals, and then we're going to put the actual scientific name, I guess. There we go. Close that. He should be showing up now. He is. Enter down twice. Let's put in our attribution right here. Now let's see if we can just copy and paste this. Control C, Control V. Oh boy. What did that do? All right, Control Z. Don't want to do it that way. So we're going to have to type this out, unfortunately. Get some practice in. Rittmeyer, E-N, Allison, A, Grindler, MC. Don't worry about the umlauts over the U. Not going to worry about that. Austin, CC, Wikimedia Commons, -cc -by. And let's close that paragraph. There it is. Shows up nicely. Enter down twice. Let's scroll down to our next image, the red-eyed tree frog. All right. So we're on line 17 in our code. And the red-eyed tree frog, how's he named over here? Amphibian? No, that's the CSS page. Okay, I see. He's just this one up here. So let's rename that because that's not very explanatory, is it? I think he's the only tree frog. So we'll do that. And then let's go back to our HTML page. Let's add this image source equals tree frog space alt equals quotation mark red-eyed tree frog quotation mark end. And he should be showing up now. Yep. And underneath that, enter down twice, and we're going to put in the Creative Commons license agreement. Carrie James Balboa, Wikimedia Commons, public domain this time. Cool. Oh, I forgot to put the paragraph tag around it. Don't forget that. There we go, showing up nicely. Now let's enter down twice. We've got a blank line 21. We're going to put in our fire salamander this time. And for him, we need to change this one by just taking out the exclamation point. There we go, fire salamander. Okay, back to our HTML page. And we're going to put this image in. src equals fire salamander space alt equals fire salamander. And that. And then we're going to put our paragraph in to contain our attribution, Christo Vlahos, Wikimedia Commons, CC by end paragraph. And that should be showing up right. Yep. And we've got one more image to add. And we'll be finished. This time the axolotl. So this time, let's rename this one and let's just leave it at axolotl. All right. So image tag source equals axolotl space alt equals axolotl underwater space water. That works better. There we go. And that image should be showing up. He is. Now let's put in that paragraph tag and th1098 dash Wikimedia Commons dash cc dash by dash sa and paragraph. And that should be showing up. Yep. Awesome. So that's that. We got all of them to show up correctly. We fixed all of their file names and gave them all attributions. So very, very good. Let's finish. Level 6. Uploading images. You can upload images that you've found elsewhere using the Add Image button. Go find an image of a different type of pet that you like and download it to your computer. Okay, so far we've got dogs and cats here. So let's hit enter twice here. And let's do, it's a H3 tag. We'll add a different kind of pet. Let's see, let's add, let's add a bearded dragon. Those are cool. And H3. So now we've got bearded dragon there. So let's go to the internets and find a bearded dragon picture. Go to images. And let's see. I bet well, let's just use one we like. I like this one a lot because you can see the whole guy. All right, so I'm going to right click, save image as, and this process is a little bit different on your Chromebook. I'm doing this on a PC. I'm going to save it into my pictures folder. I'm going to name the file now, Bearded Dragon. Save. Can exit that now. Can exit. Well, I don't want to exit that yet. I want to go find any kind of licensing information I can find on it. First, let's get it added. So let's add HTML, or sorry, add image. It says once you have your images, click add image and upload the image from your computer into your project. So add image, upload file. And again, this is going to look a little bit different for you on your Chromebooks. And there's the upload. I'm going to exit this because it's uploaded now. And here's my bearded dragon showing up in my file space. If it does this to you, just refresh your page. Now I can see my code again. And I've got my H3 tag down here, so I'm going to enter down twice. I'm going to add that image into my website. So img space src equals bearded dragon. And you didn't have to add a bearded dragon if you didn't want to. You can find a different animal if you really like. And I'm just going to add this here. Oh, whoops, I forgot to do the whole alt tag thing. Alt equals bearded dragon. Doot, doot, doot. Now I need to add my paragraph for attribution so I can give credit to the person that it goes to. So let's see. So it's by Aubrey J. Ross II, DVM. So let's go back here. So Aubrey J. Right? Yep, Aubrey J. Ross II. And comma DVM. And then if you don't know the exact Creative Commons usage rights to use, just go ahead and put by. All right, and we found this on what website? cyfairanimalhospital.com. So cyfairanimalhospital.com, and then by NC let's say ND, so that we just protect it further by saying that no one can use it as a derivative work, meaning they can't alter the image in any way. All right, and then we need to end paragraph. Oop. End paragraph, there we go. Yep, and he shows up really big on there. That's cool. I love that image. Really clean, really crisp. Really cute bearded dragon. All right. Yep, added everything we need to for that one. Finish. We're on bubble 7, and we've got lots of practice to do here. Let's see how much time we're already invested here. 29 minutes. All right. Because then we've got a bubble 8, and then bubble 9 has some challenges as well. Let's see how many challenges are there real quick. 4. Okay. All righty. All right, image bug match. Let's go to A here and see what's going on. Oh, all right, I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger so we can see it. All right. Let me grab this, Control C, Control V. Okay, so the source attribute is spelled correctly. Or spelled incorrectly, sorry. So let's see. Cute little dog. Cute little dog. The source attribute is spelled incorrectly. Let's see. So which one is it? Oh, SCR. I see it. See that? So this is spelled incorrectly. See that? SCR. I get it now. All right. The source and alt attributes are switched. That one's easy. See, it's switched. This is the alt attribute, or should be, and this is the image name. The file extension JPEG is missing from the image address. That's this one. You see brown dog, and there's no .jpeg. The image address is not given as a source attribute. There we go. There's no source. And then finally, there's a space in the file name, which is an issue, right? We found before. All right, submit. That is the correct answer. All right, very good. Wow, let's make this smaller again. Okay, debug the missing image. Someone has submitted a bug report on this web page. Can you fix the bug? So we've got an image that's not showing up, and right here that is balloons.jpg. What's wrong with it? Source equals there's no quotation marks at the end of it. Now the balloons are showing up. All right, that one was easy. Finish. Debug the missing image too. Okay. All right, someone has submitted a bug report on this web page. Can you fix the bug? There's an image of Half Dome. That's what they expected to happen. What happened instead is there's alt text but no image. So here's the alt text, Half Dome Yosemite. Here's the image tag, Yosemite.jpg. SCR, there we go. It should be SRC for source. And there we go. Now it's showing up. Finish. Next one, debug the missing image 3. What they expected to happen is there's a second Pikachu image, but there's alt text but no image. So down here, Pikachu Game Boy. So image source equals quotation mark Game Boy.jpg end quotation alt equals Pikachu Game Boy. What's wrong with it? SRC. This capital B. See the capital B here in the file name? And a lowercase b there. So let's put in that capital B, and there's our Game Boy, Pikachu Game Boy. Cool. Finish. Add alt to existing images. Okay. Read the HTML and look at where the images are used. Add a descriptive alt attribute to each image. So we'll turn, inspectors on already. So we got, oh, let's turn the inspector on. All right, so we need to add an alt attribute to this. These are Chinese lanterns, so we'll say alt equals quotation mark rows of Chinese lanterns, end quote. All right, and then for the next one, we've got the Eiffel Tower in Paris. So we'll put our cursor right there. Space alt equals quotation mark Eiffel Tower in Paris. Quotation. All right, next one we've got what is that called? I forget what that statue's called. Let me look that up in a separate tab real quick. Famous Rio de Janeiro statue. It is called Christ the Redeemer. That's right. So cursor there, space, alt, equals, quotation mark, Christ the Redeemer statue. There we go. Oh, I need to capitalize that S. It's proper noun. There we go. Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro. So everything now has its correct alt attribution. So if those images for whatever reason aren't showing up for someone, when they go to your website, they'll see those alt attribution texts. All right, add image link. Add an image link to make the image appear in the web page. Okay. An image has already been uploaded for you. The next step is to link it to the web page. Do this. Add an image link for the image gymnast.gif. Okay. So we want to put that here. Let's put a space there, and then let's put our image tag, image source equals gymnast.gif, space, alt attribution. Let's make that gymnast. GIF. There it goes. So that's how you can add a GIF to your website. Isn't that cool? All right, I'm happy with that. Finish. And we've got one more. Add a new image. All right, so we've got no images on here. Here you can practice adding a new image to the web page. Add an image to the end of this cake recipe. So the very end. So I'm going to put my cursor there. The end of line 16, enter twice. And let's go find an image to add. So let's go here, and it's a cake recipe, right? For what kind of cake? Just a cake kind of cake. So we can use an image, any kind of cake. Let's see. This one looks yummy. So let's save it. Save image as. Oh, it's a JFIF. I don't think that's going to work. It needs to be a JPEG or some other type of file. So we'll just use something. This will work from Land O'Lakes, right? Save image as. Yeah, here we go. All right, so this one I want to rename. I'm just going to name it cake. And save to my pictures folder. Save it. Head to that website by clicking there. And we'll figure out the attribution for it. So let's go ahead and add the image. Here's the cake. It's uploaded. It'll show up there. All right. So now let's put it in here. So img space src equals cake.jpg space alt equals quotations marks cake. Make it simple, right? And then we'll add a paragraph down here to give credit to where we got it from. Let's see. Anything about the image? No. So we're going to say where we found it, landolakes.com. And then say Creative Commons space. When in doubt, we can put NC, right, for non-commercial use, and add ND for non-derivative work so that nobody messes with this or tries to make money off of it. Oop. There we go. There it is. Very good, very good. All right. I would eat that cake. Finish. All right. We finished all the practices. Now, bubble 8. Whenever you see this purple check mark, that means this is going to be an assessment. So make sure you're paying attention to that. All about you. You can use images to make a web page more personal. Do this. Add an image to the page. Make sure you follow the rules about copyright, naming, and using good coding styles. So all about me, cool picture. So underneath where it says cool picture, I need to go down a little bit. All about me. Let's find skateboarding. Images. If I skateboard myself, so let's find, yeah, I like this one. So save image as skateboard.jpg. Save. Exit that. Go to the image website. And let's add the image. Upload file. Where's that skateboard picture? Open. It's uploaded. Exit that. There it is. Refresh the page because my code went away. Now my code is back. And let's add the image to the website. src equals skateboard. Click space alt equals just say riding skateboard. All right. Oh, that showed up really, really big. Okay, that's fine. We'll learn how to change the size of our pictures in another lesson in the future. So for now, let's add our alt, or not our alt, but our attribution for where this picture comes from. And, well, Persian skateboarders make great entrepreneurs. All right, again, when in doubt, right? So entrepreneur.com. So make our paragraph tag. How do you spell that? Of course, I choose a website that's hard to spell. Entrepreneur.com. Whoops. And ND, right? When in doubt. There we go. And that shows up there. Let's finish. Actually, I want to go back and show you how to change the width and height. So here's my image tag right here between my source and my alt. I'm going to say height, and I'm going to say for my height 300 pixels. There we go, right? That's as simple as that. Finish. You can mess with the width as well, but the height is easier. Extra code height and width attributes. Oh, okay. So I guess we're going to learn here how to change the size of stuff. Images are not always the right size for a web page. Luckily, there are width and height attributes to set how many pixels tall and wide an image is. Add the attributes inside the image tag using height and width. Do this. Read the HTML and look at how the height and width attributes are used. So they did this in a lot more complicated way than what I showed you, which still okay. But basically, if I change the height, right, and then I can change the width, makes it bigger. And then I can Control Z to change that back to what it was originally. You can see what this normal size. And then make the other images smaller. So we've got other images in here that we want to make smaller. So let's add code to these here. So height equals, in quotation marks, let's match the corgi. There's that picture. And just so you know, you don't have to do both the width and the height as long as the picture looks right to you. Let's do 220 again. There's that picture. All right, that's finished. Got all the pictures sized. Extra code, add a video. Add videos into your web page. All right. You can also add video to your website. Lots of video sites, including YouTube, have an embed option that allows you to copy and paste the video HTML code you'll need directly into your website. Do this. Read the HTML and look at how the video is created, then choose another video from this playlist. So I'm going to right-click that, open that in a new tab. I'm going to exit all of this stuff. Okay, so Careers in Tech, my name is Kinsley. Careers in Tech, I'm Federico, Brina. I'm just going to add this one. Sure, why not? Pause. And then I'm going to go to Share, Embed, click, or you can highlight all. When you click it, it highlights everything. Control C, and back over to my website. I'm going to click down 2 times and Control V. So now this video is here as well with Brina. And then that's it. That's that's how you can embed a YouTube video into your website if you want to. So if you make a video and post it to YouTube and you want that on your website, that's how you do it. That's how I embed all of my videos for this class. That's how I'll be embedding the video I'm making right now. Make an illustrated story. Use your new skills to create an illustrated story. So I'm going to leave it right there. If you want to do Challenge C and Challenge D, you can, but I'm not going to require it. It's just that's up to you if you want to keep going and challenging yourself to do C and D as well. But that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. We're really starting to learn how to add cool stuff to our websites. We've learned how to change the font size, how to do all kinds of stuff to our fonts to jazz it up. And now we've learned how to add images and videos to our websites and change their sizes. So pretty cool.